Hello, and welcome to another live stream with Vlad Noob. Hope you guys are doing well. Whoever is in here. Yes, Mr. Ernest, how you doing? Good that you're in the chat. Hello there. How has your day been? Yeah, I've been a little bit off the channel the last couple of days or so, but I'm getting back in the groove. A lot more live streams coming up, a couple more videos planned up. So yeah, at the moment I'm having a tough time seamlessly integrating the video recording and uploading process, but that's going to be taken care of very, very soon. Anna says, good. How about you? I'm doing well, mate. I'm doing well. Today's it's a fun little flight in the Cessna 404 Titan, which I hope to God I remember how to fly, because I made a damn tutorial on that thing. So I hope I remember how to fly that thing. It's been a while, not too long, but it's been a while. So yeah, let's see how that goes. We are in a place that I've been wanting to fly for the longest time, but I couldn't find any star airports today. I said, you know what, I'm going to use the default airports available, and today we are flying right at the tip of Argentina. And yeah, pretty much somewhere around that region south of the Patagonia mountain ranges and glaciers and all that stuff. It's a beautiful place, and we are pretty much the closest landfall to Antarctica, if I'm not grossly mistaken. I'll get Benny is also on this live stream. I'll be talking to you in exactly 20 seconds, and we'll be checking out some facts about where we are and how far away we are from Antarctica, and if in fact we are the closest landfall to Antarctica. And I'm also trying to plan a few helicopter flights, because I've been noticing a lot of opportunities for helicopter flying, but obviously I'm not well versed in helicopters. I've never flown a helicopter in the simulator except once, just for the heck of it. So yeah, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to do that here. Okay, hello, Benny, can you hear me? If you're on here, please say hello.
Yes, I can.
Brilliant,
how are you doing?
Brilliant, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm also doing
That's
well.
great.
So, what's the plan like today?
The plan today is just to have a little bit of fun in our GA, because we haven't flown GA in a while. So we're just gonna hop in this aircraft, which is the Cessna 404 Titan, which I have featured on my channel before. I really like it. It's the default aircraft, no extra mods, just the default set of liveries available. Just change the registration to better suit us into FDN1 Titan Courier number 2, 404 Titan in other words. So yeah, kind of semi-old looking livery here. And yeah, we are, as you can tell, all around us beautiful mountains. We're in the southernmost part of Argentina. Okay.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, so we're in the most southern part of Argentina, and we're just gonna have a look around this beautiful place. We're not too far from Antarctica either, so that's something that we're gonna take a closer look at. Before we get started, let me see, is there anybody in town apart from Mr. Anas? Anas says, sounds great. Thank you, as usual, sir, for chiming in. We're on 441 subs today as we start the stream. Let's see what happens. What else we got? Yeah, I don't think anyone else is in chat. Just Anas and Benny and me on a flight today. So let's get rid of the chocks here and the pitot tubes and the engine covers, and that should about do it. I don't know, can we open the engine cowlings for this thing? We can't do that. Okay, but the level of detail is quite nice, huh? Look at that. Look at the weathering on that. That's cool. That's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
It's pretty nice. Pretty nice right there. Look at that. Okay, anyway. I'm not going to do a check of the control surfaces. We know they're fine. We know that they're fine. One of the advantages of flying in a simulator, right? Okay, anyway. I don't think we can open up anything else apart from jumping into the cabin with the door here, which I'm not going to use right now. I'm just going to jump in with my controls. And there we go, just like that. Welcome. Hopefully I have views set up for this aircraft, and yes I do, thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. Number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. I got a bunch of views on this one. It's great. Look at that. Look at all that view. Look at all of these views, man. God damn.
That looks insane, yeah. That looks pretty good.
Pretty good. It seems like we are set for flying pretty much, huh? Okay.
Let's get out of here then.
Let's get out of here.
Let's do a fast takeoff.
Let's do that. Let's try and do that. Although if I can remember this damn thing, to be honest. Okay. All right. Get rid of the chokes out of the way. I mean, the freaking yokes out of the way. Control 1. That should take us here. Okay, battery master on. We can leave the nav lights on there as well. Pitot heat and all that stuff can wait. Brilliant. Let's just come back here for the time being. Okay, what are these? Mixtures. Up, please. RPM up, please. On both engines. Thank you. Throttle must be cracked open. Oh, that's too much. Just cracked open slightly. And then what? Well, then what? Avionics bus is here, pitot heat is here, stall heat, all that stuff is here. Brilliant. Okay, let's turn on our magnetos and we can get out of here if we wanted to right now. So let's do just that. Okay. Just gonna open. Open this thing. Can hear the engines a little better, probably. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, there's no point of opening this. Let me just keep that closed here. Okay, fuel pumps, magnetos on, please. Let's turn on both the fuel pumps. Let's run the primer. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, let's run the primer here. To this way. Okay, sorry, that way. And then the fuel selectors. Yeah, fuel selectors here are not set. I knew there was something up with this. Okay, I'm just gonna turn off the pump for the time being. Let me just come back down to the fuel selectors. Left main tank here, right main tank here. That I'm just gonna... Okay, we can't control that. Okay, brilliant. Brilliant. Let's come back here. Let's see if this works, huh? 1, 2. Primer this way. Okay, that worked. Okay, RPM is okay, a little too high at the moment. I can bring that down just a little bit there. Let's start up the next engine, shall we?
All right.
There we go. Engine startup is
Nicely done.
Yep, it's looking good. We can put our flaps down. And avionics bus, pitot heat can go on. We didn't turn on our anti-collision lights, but you know, there's nobody around us. Alternators on. Primer off, please. Yeah, primer is off, right? Better be off. Is it off? Yeah, it's in the middle. Okay. Can turn the fuel pumps down there. Yeah, we're good here. We are good. Anti-collision.
You played with the primer far too long.
Yeah, probably way too long, but luckily for us, this isn't simulated that accurately. Landing lights and taxi lights. Let's turn on taxi lights. And we'll leave the landing lights at the off position for the time being, and we'll turn them on when it's time. When it's time. Perfect. Oxygen should probably be on.
No, let it be off. It's
all
all
right. Yeah, that's right. It's all right. That is the way we do the things here. Okay, I don't think there's anything else I need to do here apart from just
get
the
out of
hell
here.
out of here, pretty much. Okay.
I'm ready to fly.
Ready to fly. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's pull up some facts on where we are at the moment, shall we?
Sure.
Okay. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let's taxi out. And before we do, let me just check the winds here today. 5 knot, almost directly from the north. So it doesn't really, because we're taking off kind of perpendicular, it doesn't really matter which runway we take off from, quite frankly. Doesn't really matter. And since it does not matter, then who the hell cares, right? So yeah, okay, fantastic. Just checking my flight controls. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and release the parking brakes. Let's turn off to our right here. We need to set up our autopilot
right.
before we take off, just in case we need to use it. So that's something we need to do.
Not really. Let's just fly, man. It's a short hop, right?
I mean, we might need to
Hop out and hop back in.
we need to give it over to the autopilot from time to time, you know, just for us to enjoy the views.
Aesthetic
For
purposes.
views, basically. Yeah. That's right. Altitude. No, that's not the altitude, is it? Oh, sorry. This one has a very rudimentary autopilot, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. It has such a rudimentary autopilot. I remember now. Good Lord, I remember.
I don't think you can use it.
No, I can use it. I can use it. I remember it. It's just I forgot how to set the altitude. I forgot how to set the altitude where it levels off. So that's the only thing that I'm confused about. But apart from that, I think. Okay, which way to turn is the question. Slight wind, headwind from this way. So let's go towards runway. No, there's no headwind whatsoever. Screw it. Let's go.
Whichever's closer. I believe we're in
Yeah,
the
we're
middle.
pretty much. No, runway 07 is slightly closer to us. So we'll use that here. How the heck do I set the altitude on this damn thing? Is there a...
You can even take off from the middle. It's a Titan.
It is a Titan after all, huh? Setting the altimeter, which is important for today's trip. How on earth do I set up the altitude? I have no idea. I know that the controls are here, but I don't know how to set up the altitude.
That's VS.
Where's the VS?
The VS is down there under the throttle, isn't it?
Yeah, the up down is here for the controlling of that, and the AP is here. Yeah, this is a very rudimentary thing here, so we're gonna it's gonna be fun. But anyway, transponder is off at this point, isn't it? Yeah, it is pretty much off or something. I don't really care about transponder. We're not using ATC today.
Let's do it all manual.
We're doing pretty much all manual. That is definitely the frequency. Okay, never mind. Okay, whatever. This is not working. Press enter on that. Press enter on that. GPS is searching it. Technically, we're supposed to wait for this to happen, but you know we're not going to do that. So I'm just going to... oh god, look at this. Look at this glitch that I just got. There we go. Now we're out of it.
Why is this?
2024, what else? Okay. Let's continue on here. Okay, Patagonia, why don't you tell us more about where we are, Benny?
So first I'll start by the airport. This is, forgive me for my pronunciation, but this is Ushuaia, which is Malvinas Argentinas International Airport. It is the southernmost international airport in the world.
Oh, in the world?
And it's, in the world.
Good Lord. I did not know that.
And it serves as the main gateway. It serves as the main gateway to Tierra del Fuego, which is the island and the province that we are located on, and is located about 4 kilometers south of the city of Ushuaia. The airport has a single runway with a length of 2,800 meters, and so the elevation is 21.6 meters, which is practically nothing.
Yeah.
71 feet.
Okay, yeah, that coincides with our altimeter today, so that's great.
It handles flights to Buenos Aires and charter military flights. Handles around, this is a fascinating fact actually. It handles around 800,000 passengers per year.
What?
Which is quite a lot, yeah.
This okay, it doesn't look so tiny though. Look, we have an aircraft there. Wait, hold on a second. We actually have an aircraft there.
We have an aircraft. So it's not tiny.
So what I mean is there's a passenger jet. So I thought we were taking off from basically like a really small airport, huh?
Regional.
No,
airport.
not even regional.
Yeah.
I mean, this is regional, but I thought we were going...
Yeah, this is regional. What is that?
Aerolíneas
Which aircraft?
Argentinas.
Is that an A321?
It's
no, it's not.
it's a 737. but it appears even shorter.
Oh.
I think it's a 600. This is a 600. It's not a 700.
But it says
Yeah, I think that's a
700.
mistake because mistakes do happen with these FSL tier injections. I think this is a 600. This is not a 700. There's no way that's a... No, this is a 600, man. Anyway. Aerolíneas Argentinas. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's head back to our aircraft.
Yeah, so it also replaced an older airport, which is now the Ushuaia Aero
Okay,
Club.
I see it. It's
And
directly
it is-
north of us, as a matter of fact, I think.
Oh, yeah, which is closer to the city.
Okay, so we'll go take a look at that too.
So,
Beautiful. It's a
all
beautiful...
right. And
Go on, sorry.
And yeah, it's often used as a cruise ship getaway for Antarctic expedition.
Ah, yes. See, that is one of the things that I'm really fascinated about. I like to fly to Antarctica and all that stuff. Anyway, we'll look at that in more detail in the channel in a minute. Let's go ahead and get this flight started up without
Yeah.
any delay. What say you?
Sure,
Okay, engines 50, responding.
that's pretty much it.
Responding.
All right.
Okay, we are looking good. Engines 90. Let's take off like this. Oh, we didn't turn on our landing lights, did we? We could do that right now.
No,
Bloop. Oh, we're drifting. Okay, we're back. No issues. Okay, time to gently pull on that nose there. There we go. Positive rate. Gear up. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Look at that. I like the way how this aircraft sounds.
beautiful indeed.
Okay, let's pull back on our RPM there. RPM is still too high here.
All right.
RPM is still too high. Maybe that's better.
So what's our first stop in this flight? Just exploring the surrounding area?
Yeah, we're just pretty much exploring the surrounding area here. We're gonna pull back on the mixture.
Maybe we can do a touch and go at the airfield?
Sure, I can do that. I'm gonna pull back on the mixture a little bit there, and I think we are okay. Flaps up, please, because we need to get some speed on that. There we go. It's looking much better. Manifold pressure is still a bit too high here, so that's interesting. Yeah, okay, whatever. For the time being, we're looking all right, and yeah, I'm gonna hand fly this thing at the moment. Let's turn, shall we?
All right.
You said you're telling me about the second airport, the older one. It's right near us, so let's pay that a visit.
All right. That's a beautiful
That
view.
is a beautiful view, isn't it? What a stunning part of the world.
Yeah. Before we pay the visit, can you run Skydolly so we can get some nice refills?
I don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden you sound like you might be actually communicating with me over the radio.
Let me try
yeah.
to fix that.
So, incidentally, there's an airfield right next to it. So if you take a look at this, look at it. It's right here. So you might even be tempted to think that they're single airstrip. Like literally, there's a road that's connecting the two airstrips, more or less. But they're two separate airfields. I've never seen this in my life. Look at that. There's where we took off from, and there's another one right there. That's pretty cool, don't you think?
Yeah, that is.
You're still sounding like you.
Is it better now?
No,
My
it's
audio?
not any better, unfortunately. It was sounding just fine, and then it has taken a turn for the worse for some reason.
I have no idea because I've done what I could.
Yeah.
Can't fix it.
But perhaps if you have something open, perhaps yeah, I think maybe reduce the quality on the live stream if you're watching it or something. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that could help. And you could probably mute the live stream over there or something.
Yeah, you need to go right.
Okay, so I'm just heading on into the mountains here, just out of curiosity. just to see what we're gonna find here. Okay, so what we need here is a bit of autopilot control so we can enjoy the views, eh? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna temporarily turn it out of the mountains here. I'm gonna give the control over to the autopilot, but this is fun. It's a great looking area. Look at that. Goodness me, that is awesome. That is awesome. Cool.
Awesome indeed. Is my audio any better now?
Not really.
Well, I guess we'll just have to fly like this today.
Yeah, you actually sound like you're talking to me over the radio now. So.
Well, that's a cool change, isn't it? I might be ATC, chilling with the pilot.
Who knows? Let's turn let's turn that on. Let's push that up a little bit. Okay. Let's push that up a little bit. Come on. There we go. That's looking much better. We have control. That is good. Everything else here is looking all right. And let's put it on heading mode here. That should turn us around. There we go. Brilliant. Perfect. Everything here is now looking quite good. Okay. I'll ask you to hold the altitude for the time being. Perhaps I'll ask you to climb a little bit, eh?
Yeah, that'll be better.
Come on, get up there. Why aren't you climbing?
It's just very slowly.
Okay, let me just... There we go, that's much better.
Yeah.
Much better. Okay, we're gonna turn into the mountains now. And you can hear the buzz of those propellers really nicely here. So I assume that this is the town that we're talking about.
Yeah, Ushuaia.
What is it called? Ushuaia. Yeah, that's all.
Ushuaia,
That
yeah.
is the one. That is the one. Okay, we're climbing. 2,500 pass. Speed looking good. Vertical speed very, very slow here, but we can crank that up slightly. And let's head into the mountains, shall we? See what we find. Let's head into the mountains, see what we find. There's a river near us, as a matter of fact, if I'm not wrong. I could follow that. Yeah, let's follow that. Let me not get myself into an impossible situation again like I usually do. Yeah, let's turn in here. Looking good. All right, what facts do we have about this region of the world, Benny? What else can you tell us?
It's Patagonia,
It's pretty
right?
much Patagonia, if I'm not wrong.
Just hold on a minute.
Certainly, I shall try to avoid this mountain using the heading bug. Hopefully we will. Not too sure. We might strike it unless I take manual control, which I'm feeling really lazy to do if I'm being honest. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. There we go. There's a nice little valley. You can fly into and explore the mountains. We're good though.
All right, I got the facts in front of me.
All right, fantastic. Let's.
So the first one is Patagonia is massive.
Patagonia is massive.
It covers an area of 1 million square kilometers and is larger than 80% of the countries on Earth.
80% of the what?
Countries on Earth, it's larger than that.
Oh, okay. So what exactly where exactly does Patagonia start and where exactly does it finish?
So it comprises of about half of Chile and half of Argentina.
Okay, and these are mountain ranges
The
or?
remarkable fact, it's not exactly a mountain range. It's pretty much just an area.
It's pretty much an area. And am I right to think that there are glaciers in Patagonia?
There are a few.
All right, let's jump into the facts.
But so half of it comprises of half of Chile and half of Argentina, But the remarkable part about that is it's only home to less than 5% of either country's population.
Oh.
Yeah, which makes it our planet's least populated region.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right, and its most dominant feature is the Andes Mountains.
Now the Andes are in Patagonia.
Yes. Well, not all of it, but like quite a bit of it, a significant portion.
Okay, we might crash here unless I do something.
Yeah.
Pitch up. Come on. I'm literally just flying it, using the heading bug instead of taking control. Okay, let's see how long I can keep that up. But yeah, it's doing all right, but we might need to increase our vertical speed here to get out of this little hole here. Yeah, we need to increase it. Okay, go up. Come on, don't crash here now. Oh god, I think I should take control.
Yeah, you should.
As you know, I like to live life on the edge. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Sorry about that, passengers. I'm pretty sure that you spilt your drinks there, but you know, you'll be all right.
They probably spilled more than the drinks
they
there.
did. They just did, but we'll be all right. Okay, so let's take a little loop here. Let's see what we're working with. Okay, that is not too terrible at all. That is beautiful. The aircraft seems to be holding up pretty well as well. So I'm just going to turn it 90 degrees into this particular valley that we're looking at. That's cool.
Okay.
That is really cool. Okay, what are the...
Going back to the Andes Mountains. Yeah, so we took off from Ushuaia, and you saw those little islands, quite a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, and those are actually submerged Andean mountain peaks.
Oh, okay. We need to take a look at that when we go back.
Yeah.
We need to take a look at that. Okay, what I don't understand is why... Oh, 2024. I can control the external view. I can't control the external view using my mouse in 2024.
That's weird.
So that is one issue that I still suffer with quite a bit. I don't know what triggers it. It went away for a bit and now it's back. Now it is back. Great. Okay. So you're saying that these little islands that we're looking at, they're part of the Andean peaks?
Andes mountain
Oh my
range, yeah.
goodness. There is an airstrip we took off from, by the way. It's right there. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know what we'll do? We'll now turn off to our right. We'll take a look at a bunch of features off to our right. So let's take a hard right turn here pretty much. Okay, altitude is being held 4,700 feet. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Yeah, let's turn off to our left there, or to rather to our right. We'll take a look at. We're gonna fly into a region where there's not a lot of airports. We are going to check out those submerged peaks pretty much. Okay.
Cool.
That's what we're doing right now.
Let's go to the next fact.
Sure.
Okay, so humans have been living here for over 10,000 years.
I don't know how that's even possible.
And yeah, but there are so there's this the most famous find in Patagonia is the Cave of Hands, also known as, forgive me, but it's known as Cuevas de las Manos.
Okay.
And it's been dated back. It's basically a cave of handprints of multiple humans, like countless, and it's been dated back to 8,000 BC.
8,000. Oof.
Yeah, and it also displays paintings of animals and hunting scenes.
That's right.
So that is pretty interesting.
Right, that's right. Yep. That is right.
All right, and fun fact is the next one. There are almost as many penguins as people in Patagonia.
Well, that's
It reminds me of New Zealand and Kiwis.
yeah. Wait,
Or sheep, is it? No,
it's sheep for
actually,
New Zealand, yeah.
isn't it?
It's sheep
Yeah,
for New
yeah.
Zealand. Yep, that's correct. I just remembered something as well. Now that we're looking at the views outside, we forgot to retract the
Yeah.
landing lights can come off and retract it as well. Taxi lights are remaining off for the time being. Why can't I? Oh, taxi lights can't be manipulated while in air. Interesting. Okay, anyway, we're gonna come back outside here and check out our views.
All right. So Patagonia also houses a large Welsh community.
Welsh community.
Yeah.
What?
So when they discovered the New World, Patagonia welcomed a modest boatload of Welsh newcomers. And their language and culture, as they believed that their language and culture were threatened back home, they wanted remote lands where they could settle and preserve their cultural identity. Even ironically, though, their culture and language has kind of been mixed up since moving to Patagonia.
Yeah, I mean, one would expect, obviously.
Yeah, they speak a very distinct Welsh dialect.
How long ago did they move to Patagonia? Do you have information on that?
It was in the mid 1800s.
Mid 1800s. Okay, so that wasn't too long ago.
Yeah. But still, it's that dialect they speak is unique to the region. No one understands it properly
definitely.
outside the region. Yeah.
100 years is more than enough for dialect to form and stuff. But it wasn't too long ago that they left, so their DNA shouldn't be too different from native Welsh people, I suppose. Back in Wales is my point. I don't think there will be that much of a difference. Okay. Let's take a hard left turn here. If the aircraft can keep up with it, I might have to take them. So all these peaks that I'm seeing here, they're basically mountains that are submerged in the water. So this thing that I'm seeing, it's
Exactly.
they're not rivers. They're basically the sea.
Pretty sure about that, but since there are many, probably just the sea.
Yeah, because
Surrounded
that's
by
what I'm looking at.
mountains.
I'm looking at the map, and it's just thousands and thousands of these mini peaks / islands, and then it's just the sea just crawling all over in between them. You get my point? Just like you see here outside, if we can take a look.
Yeah.
That's all we're seeing. So I'm assuming that these are not rivers or any of that. It's just the sea, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much that's it.
I mean, I guess you could somewhat call them. No, they're not even like the sea is it seeps through the entire land, if you know what I mean, from both sides.
It's sort of like a delta with
Exactly,
mountains.
it's like a delta. It's like the sea is poured in from every direction at this point. You can't even call it a river. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So
Yeah.
there's literally a part where the sea just cuts across the land completely uninterrupted, and it just seeps through. That's interesting. So it's basically just mountain peaks. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Such fascinating information. That is so cool. It's legitimately cool. Look.
If you'd allow, can I take a short break?
Sure.
I shall be back.
Certainly. Okay. We're just checking out the islands here, and this is pretty much the southern tip before Antarctica. As far as I'm concerned, it's pretty much as far as you can get, right past those peaks right there. I don't think there's anything but open ocean, and at the end of it, Antarctica, pretty much. So that is something that's incredibly fascinating. And this is interesting. This is so cool. It must be so cool to live here. At the same time, you're so isolated from everybody else. That is incredible. Look at this place. I wonder if this place has like a reliable, strong internet connection or something. Not so sure about that. Okay. This is cool. This is absolutely cool. We'll head on over to the southernmost point, and then I shall take manual control and we'll fly terrain hugging pretty much. until we reach. We'll do terrain hugging. We'll follow the valleys in and out, and then we'll land back into the southernmost airport. We could do a bit of airport hopping, as you would, once we reach the southernmost point first. So our airport we took off from is directly behind us, more or less. Just as a reminder to ourselves, it should be somewhere off to this side. Okay? So pretty much just visually navigating. As you can tell, the GPS is pretty much useless to us at this point. We haven't really input any routes or anything, but we do have a nice little map display, which always helps. Okay, just getting to the southernmost point, and our aircraft doesn't seem to have any issues in terms of performance either. That's good news. That is definitely good news. FDN. Cool. Let's take a look at what the passenger is seeing. Let's take a look at that. That's a beautiful cabin right there. Well done. Beautiful textures all round for a default aircraft. It's certainly one of the better ones, I must say. Apart from the V-tail Bonanza, I'll say that this is definitely a well done one. Cool. Very, very cool. Oh, what was that? Oh, okay, never mind. There's literally no sign of civilization this far down here. I don't think there is, no. I don't see a single sign of civilization this far out. But yeah, it's cool. Still quite cool. Hello, Benny. Welcome back. I was just saying,
Thank you.
Trying to look for signs of civilization this far south, but there's nothing here. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Not even a single building. I can't even find a single building. So I'm still having that encoder error, and it seems my settings are still not optimal for both Twitch and YouTube. So, and I get it whenever I switch.
But it's working on both.
It's
though.
working, but aren't you experiencing like stutters?
Not really, no.
That's fascinating. Okay. Okay, so I was just saying, we're gonna fly on out to the most southern tip, just to have a quick look at it. But I think the most southern tip is right here, isn't it? That's the most southern tip, isn't it? Yeah, this is the most southern tip that I can think of. How far out is Antarctica? Surprisingly, not that far out.
Yeah, it's not.
Surprisingly, unfortunately, the nearest airport we can land at is too far out. So that's.
Maybe you could try that with an A310 or something.
No, even with a Cessna, we would be able to reach it, but it's too far out in terms of the landing. The actual end of Antarctica has a helipad on it. So that is somewhere we could try and land with a helicopter sometime.
Or you could fly the Red Bull stunt plane and land it on that helipad.
Oh yes, that's a good idea. And plus, there's 3 helipads in a row, so we could do that. That's a great idea. That's definitely gonna be a flight that I'm gonna try. Okay, so all right, this is pretty. Okay, so have you heard of the Falkland Islands War?
Really? I've not heard. I don't think those people fought wars.
Let's pull that up. Let's pull some information on the Falkland.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, let's pull up some facts on the Falkland Islands.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we are near Falkland Islands. We're not exactly close enough to fly today and visit the Falkland Islands, but there was a war regarding that territory, I believe, between Britain and Argentina, was it? Could you confirm that, please?
Yes. So it was a brief but intense conflict between Argentina and the United Kingdom in 1982. It was an unannounced war.
That's right.
but it lasted for 10 weeks.
That's right. And this is the last time I believe the Avro Vulcan was actually officially used in a military mission. Yeah.
Combat. Yeah.
Could you double confirm that if that is actually the last war in which the Avro Vulcan was used? The Avro Vulcan was developed pretty much after World War II, and they used it right up until the 1980s, after the Falkland Islands War. That's when they retired the Avro Vulcan. So, okay.
Yes, it was used in the Falklands War.
Yeah.
And that was the last one. It was called the Operation Black Buck,
There we go.
which it was used in.
There we go.
And I can even give the registration. It was XH558.
Oh, damn.
And it conducted a series of long-range bombing raids during the Falkland Wars.
Okay, and how did it do that? They were launched off of... How did they do that? How did they reach this far? Did they fly from mainland England, or how did they reach here?
No. So the Falkland Islands were considered were under British control since 1833, but Argentina had long claimed sovereignty, which was also the reason of the war. So British military and Air Force was already there.
Yeah, but they still had to transport the Avro Vulcan to the island, right?
I'm not sure. Let me
Yeah, my
check that out.
question is, how did they manage that? How did they manage? I'm pretty sure though that they had runs from England or something. They did not launch just from Falkland Islands.
Yeah,
So that
probably.
is something that I'm confused about. I need to check up on the history. I don't know much about the Falkland Islands War. Just a bit of the information because of Avro Vulcan, which I've actually bought in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I haven't yet done a video or flown with, so I need to do that. It's just a very complicated piece of machinery to get around, so it needs to take its time. Anyway, so although we are checking out...
This specific aircraft, this specific aircraft that was used in the Operation Black Buck, it was known as the King of the Skies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, all right. So these groups of islands are pretty much the end of the southernmost tip. I don't think there's anything much to view in there. Let's just head back now so we can fly through the mountains and have a bit of fun. So I'm gonna, as soon as we reach the mountains, I'll take manual control, but for the time being, let me just turn ourselves back around towards the airport of, what is it called again? Wait, you said the southernmost airport was... Okay, yeah, it is the southernmost airport technically, but there is...
So
there is another airport very near it, which is actually closer to Antarctica. So although it might not be the most southern, it is still closer to Antarctica than the airport we just took off from. So let's go and check out that place, shall we? So we'll go directly towards... you know what? Let's fly around in the mountains first. So we'll buzz around in the mountains and then we'll head directly into that area. So to buzz around the mountains here, which way shall I go? I shall go slightly to the left. Just slightly to the left, and there we go. All right. If I open this, will we get a crash? We might. Do you think so? Yeah, we're going a little too fast, so I'm not going to do it. Maybe under 140 knots I'll be comfortable opening that, but for the time being I'm just going to leave it. Okay. Good. This isn't a bad aircraft at all. The textures are really good. Textures are fantastic over here. It looks so realistic. But in terms of performance, I know that the engine RPM, you can't run it for too high. The manifold pressure, maybe those are not simulated really well here. But apart from that, it's also very rudimentary in its autopilot, but it has its certain charm. Like I used to say when I was flying this aircraft before, I really like this aircraft. I really enjoy it. So yeah, it's a pretty cool aircraft. It also has a fairly large cockpit and a fairly large cabin too. It's a wide cabin. It's not by any means a narrow cabin per se. So it's quite decent. It's quite decent here. Okay. All right. So we are not too far away now from the.
Are we gonna be concluding our live stream at that airport?
Pretty much. We're gonna. We might. How about this?
Because I had an idea. If we conclude it there, we can do another short live stream later in the night.
Or later on in the night time, you say, huh? Yeah, I think.
Yeah. How do you feel
Yeah, I think
about
that sounds great. So we can just whiz through the
Yeah.
mountains a little bit, and then we'll land into the airport. And from there we can call it. Okay, so let me do some terrain hugging here by disconnecting the autopilot. Okay, there we go. My aircraft, but it's pretty much just flying level right now because I haven't adjusted a single control. It's trimmed out almost perfectly, huh? Look at that. It's
Yeah.
trimmed out almost perfectly, just flying along like it's an autopilot. Hands are completely off the controls, and it's beginning to drift slightly. So there's that accuracy coming in, I guess. Look at that accuracy in that model right there. You see how it's slowly beginning to drift to the right? So that right roll, that's pretty accurate. That's cool to see, isn't it? So that we had this entire time the autopilot was fighting that roll and keeping the aircraft pretty much level, and now look at that. Pretty cool. Okay, anyway. Just gonna cut our throttle to 50% and we're gonna go nose down and explore these islands. Yeah, this thing makes noise if I put the throttle on idle without the gear, so that's something I gotta remember. Problem is we'll overspeed if I descend any faster. Okay, let's just go check this area out.
What's the max safe speed you can travel at?
It is pretty much around 210. 205, I would say. 210 technically.
No.
Around 210 is still fine, but anything more than that, it's kind of pushing it. So, yeah.
So the airport we're going right now is the closest to Antarctica, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Apart from helipads, it is pretty much the closest to Antarctica. So,
Do you know what it's called?
we'll find out when we come a little bit closer in. I could have a look though. I could have a look. It is called. Oh my God! I can't read that name for the love. I need some time to read that name. Wait, hold on. Let me try again. It is called Guardia Marina Zanartu. Guardia Marina Zanartu, if I'm not completely mistaken, is what it's called. Okay? Alright, let's have a little bit of fun here, hugging the terrain, exploring these islands, so to speak.
That's a really beautiful
It is
island.
really nice, isn't it? The trees are really cool. Good thing in 20...
We need to go to that one place in Canada where there's an island in a lake and an island and a lake and an island and a lake.
Are you sure it's that many times?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh my God, that's a close call.
that is a close call indeed. Whoa, 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 whoa. Give ourselves a little bit of power so we don't stall there. We are flying real close there. Look at that. Did you see the shadows of the trees in the cockpit right there? So we're flying real close now.
It's like you're driving.
It's like I'm driving.
You see shadows
It's
of
pretty
trees.
much like I'm driving, yeah. Whoa. There we go. Just having a look.
Oh my God, that's...
It's a little bit of fun right there.
Where's this airport though?
It's right a little bit south of the airport we just took off from. I don't think it's a major airport by any means. We'll find out when we fly in. It's a little bit... Look at how good this place looks. My goodness, look at that. Beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant and beautiful. Okay, so okay, we're coming into the mountains here, and I'm gonna take a quick peek in there. Fly through the valleys. Argentina, ladies and gentlemen. I have a question. What is to the east of Argentina, apart from Brazil? Under Brazil to the east of Argentina, what's there? Which country are we talking about?
Let me check that out.
Which country are we talking about? Okay,
All right, east of Argentina, you said.
east of Argentina.
Okay.
Look at that. Goodness me.
So there's Paraguay, Uruguay, and then Brazil.
So what is at the southern tip, underneath Brazil?
Paraguay and Uruguay and Bolivia. But to the north is Bolivia, northeast is Paraguay, and east is Uruguay.
Okay, all right. So at the very southern tip, it's all Argentina, though, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, it's all Chile.
No.
Chile is like the crust of a
The
pizza.
southern, not the western coast. I mean the southern.
Yeah, southern and western, both is Chile.
It's not Argentina?
I mean, it's Argentina until it reaches Chile, and then Chile touches the
Oh,
ocean.
right. Like the very west is Chile, is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, Chile is basically shaped like a chili, so it like
All
curves at the
right.
bottom.
So the very west is Chile, and then we have Argentina.
No, the very south as well is
Okay,
also
the
Chile.
very south is also Chile. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So we might have crossed into Chile today.
Probably, most definitely, because you know that part where Oman is inside UAE and UAE is inside
Right.
Oman. There's somewhat of that situation going on.
Okay, interesting. We're gonna need our power here to climb out of this, aren't we? Look at the pickle that
Yeah,
we have
probably.
just got ourselves into. And I'm pushing our engines hard here. Luckily, we have a little bit of speed on our side. You know what? I'm gonna drift off here to this. There's a side here to increase our chances of climbing out of this. Oh, good lord, this is tight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is tight.
Yeah.
Okay, let's find out.
Let's go full throttle.
Full throttle. RPM is still low though. Oh, lucky for us.
My God, you're about to stall. Oh,
Lucky for us. There we go. Brilliant.
oh, it's a beautiful lake.
That is a beautiful lake and a beautiful sight, I have to say. That is absolutely gorgeous. My goodness, look at the trees with the snow on the top. That is so nice.
Yeah.
This aircraft is delightful to hand fly, by the way. Very, very fun. Okay, here we go. We got taller peaks there, so let's go have our fun. First, let's check out this little island ahead of us, shall we?
Sure.
Trying to get a more direct route to that airport. So let me just turn towards the right rather than left. Yeah, let's go right here. And then we'll slip through that crack right in front of us, and maybe that will be enough to take us directly to this particular airport that I just called out. You know what? Let me give you the code and you can give us a bit of information on it.
Sure.
The code
Tell
is
me.
Sierra Charlie Golf Zulu.
Sierra Charlie Golf Zulu. All right, it's Guardia Marina Zañartu.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. It's an airport in
It's an
Chile, not Argentina.
Okay. So, all right. So,
Yeah. Oh,
I don't understand. The airport we took off from was definitely in Argentina, is what you're saying.
yeah.
And the airport
yeah.
we're landing at is in Chile. You know
Yeah.
that the only thing separating them is a sliver of sea right there. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder where the border is.
Yeah.
I wonder where the actual border is. This is going to be cool. Okay, we're just going to skim the water here and then we're going to head into that, slip into the valley there. And once we slip into the valley, we'll be able to...
Interesting part
Mhm.
though. So this airport is also known as the southernmost airport in the world.
That's the thing. That's what I don't understand, because there's this airport is more southern than the last airport. So, you know.
And the most interesting fact here, there is no fuel available at the airport.
Okay, so you gotta refuel somewhere else.
You gotta fill your tank up to take a return
good
trip.
Lord.
Otherwise, you're just stuck there.
Okay, we're about 100 feet away from the water.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all we're doing. Gonna make a sharp turn here and climb a little bit there. There we go. So we're gonna catch a glimpse of the airport we took off from, and then you'll see how close it is to the airport we're about to land. So it doesn't make much of sense. Look at that,
Yeah.
look at that, look at that. Hello there, lad. Hello there. Beautiful. Okay, I gotta flatten that out. I don't want to crash into the water. Okay, we are about 50 feet from the water now. God, I'm pushing it, haven't I? Yeah, I'm pushing it for sure. Okay. Oh,
I've completely lost bearings this flight. I have no idea where we took off from, no idea where our
okay,
destination
luckily
is.
this flight is actually very simple for me to keep track of. So I kind of know exactly where we are. Oh, good Lord, this is
that's
beautiful,
perfect.
huh?
Yeah.
Absolutely good. It looks so real, this thing. Better keep an eye out on the altitude, otherwise we're gonna nose dive into the water there. Plus I'm using my controller today, not my joystick once again. So a little movement means a lot of trouble. Oh, good Lord, that is too steep. That is too. I don't like that. Don't like that, sir. Okay, this aircraft is really well modeled. Look at the scratches on the windscreen that you can see in the light. Look at that. Look at the way they change. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, that is so good. Oh, good Lord, what the? Okay, the silhouette of the mountain was misleading there, huh? Okay, there we go. Luckily we had some power available to us. Some speed there to lose as well, which is great. But this looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? This looks absolutely stunning. Okay, which way do I go is the question now. I'm gonna turn off here to the right. Okay, there we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That should pretty much plenty of shadows there in the cockpit, and that should pretty much, we should be able to see the airport that we took off from in no time. So it's right across the water that's coming up ahead of us. It's right across that water. Okay, just gonna fly like this so I avoid those trees there, and then we're gonna dip our wings just like that. Look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous stuff. Ooh, some red sand there. I don't know what that is. Maybe it is clay. Okay. So I'm gonna climb now, just so you get a better idea of what I'm talking about.
Alright.
Just gonna climb here a little bit. Gonna hand over control of the aircraft to the autopilot for the time being. I'm gonna say altitude hold, please, and heading as well. Okay, so while that happens, we're flying directly. You see this little piece of land here? That is where we took off from, and the place we're landing is pretty much somewhere here. So you're telling me this is Chile and this is Argentina. Okay. Interesting. Very nice. Gotta say, that was an enjoyable little trip. And flying is really cool when you're terrain hugging. Okay, switching over to drone mode here. And leaving behind.
Let's check out the airport.
There we go. So that's the airport where we we can see it right there, right?
Yeah.
So we'll just turn this way and we'll go head towards our airport for the day to land in it, shall we?
Sure.
Okay, brilliant. Where's our aircraft? Good Lord, have I lost our aircraft? Oh, there it is. It's down here. I'm in drone camera right now. I've left the aircraft in autopilot, and I'm in drone mode. So I don't know what exactly it's doing, but there we go. Hello there, Mr. Plane. Hello there. Okay, there's the airport we took off from, and that's enough of that. Let's head back in here and let's turn, shall we?
Sure.
Making a turning.
Let's also turn on Sky Dolly.
Yeah, it's a little too early for Sky Dolly, in all honesty.
Oh.
There we go. Beautiful town of what was that town name again?
Ushuaia,
or something like that. Something to that effect, ladies and gentlemen, where first time in my life I'm seeing two different airstrips effectively connected by a little road less in length than a taxiway, so that's interesting. Okay, we are heading on over to our landing airport, a little bit too much off to the right there, but it's somewhere ahead of us along the coastline. It's a little bit far out, if I'm being honest. So we could probably take ourselves off of autopilot right here, and we can hand fly this thing, shall we? Boom! Psych to the passengers. Okay, trying to descend here as quickly as possible, but our speed is climbing up, which I'm not complaining about. We'll reach our airport sooner. So let's see what kind of... Tell me.
I shall take an early leave tonight. I mean, not tonight, for this live stream. But if you're planning on doing another live stream later in the night, I shall be joining you.
Sure,
then.
that sounds great. So you gotta leave right now?
Basically, yeah.
Right, okay, cool. Then, yeah.
But let me know if you'll be streaming
Sure,
again.
I shall let you know. Hopefully we'll be streaming again tonight, but I've had a lazy day. I haven't even prepared food. I've done nothing today, so probably need to sort some stuff out before I come back in, but let's see. Let's see.
All right, probably after some dinner.
All right then.
All right.
Cheers.
See you then. Thank you for
being on here, and I hopefully we'll see you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Benny signing off for the moment there. Let me see. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Nearing the airport, still a bit to go here. Hand flying this thing pretty much. Let's go closer to the coastline, and then we can skim the water just for the purpose of entertaining ourselves. Shall we do that? So let's do that for a bit. Let us do that. Okay, we are dropping in altitude a little too fast. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's continue on this journey. Look at that lone tree right there. It's a nice little scene. We're just keeping ourselves entertained as we come into the airport. Still a while away here. But you know, just having a bit of fun while we're flying towards the airport. Quite low to the ground, if I'm not mistaken here. Yep, very low to the ground. Whoop, that is a little too low. It's a little too low, but yeah, let's see. Oh, goodness me. Okay. We gained a lot of altitude there, which we're going to trade for speed right about now. There we go. So the airport is pretty much along this little coastline, if you would like, with the water. So we just gotta follow it pretty much, and we shall be at the airport in no time. Okay, we're flying I gotta keep an eye on this because If I'm not too careful, I might hit the water here. Beautiful stuff, man. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And let me try that. Let me try that. There we go. Still pretty low even in that turn there. Okay. Okay, let go of the back pressure a little bit, and okay, that is too close for comfort right there. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Yep, it is. Brilliant. Okay, somewhere here is the airport, and yeah, somewhere nearby here is the airport. So once I have a look visual on the airport, we're gonna fly around it, and then we're gonna come in for a landing, and I gotta remember to turn on sky dolly here as well. We are flying fast and low at the moment. Well, not too low. We just climbed there, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We just climbed there, but we're flying much lower than that. 50 feet more or less is what we are maintaining at the moment. So yeah, let's try and crawl ourselves in towards this airport. Still a little way away. Oh, good lord, there's a ground effect right there. We basically got the ground effect sound from FS Realistic there. We came in really low there, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Oh, once again, that was really low. Ground effect about 20 feet away from the ground, so thank God we did not hit into that. But yeah, I gotta be more careful here. Got my eyes on a second screen as well. So okay, let's keep up this. Okay, we're looking good. We're looking good. Looking good. We can let that yoke go a little bit there. Okay, brilliant. Perhaps not so much. Give it a little bit of back pressure there. Let it go a little bit there. There we go. That's more or less it. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Oh, come on, airport. Show up already. We're not too far now. We really aren't. We're not too far now. Okay. Gonna let ourselves sink a little bit there. We're still flying on near idle power here, just high RPM, and that's enough to give us this much. Like, we're almost idle on our throttle. Look at this. We are almost idle on our throttle, and the high RPM is enough to give us this much speed. That doesn't make much sense. Really does not make much sense, but yeah, look at that. That's 50% power. Pretty low now, and it's still doing that. Okay, great, excellent. Should be seeing the airport somewhere here. Okay, so that is where I'm suspecting the airfield to be, perhaps even here. So let's take a quick fly around and see if we can locate the airstrip. We just climb in altitude. I'm gonna climb up a little bit just so we can spot the airfield a little better. Maintaining 150 knots more or less. Okay, still looking for it. Hopefully we'll be able to land on this one. I'm not so sure we'll be able to land on it. There is some sign of civilization. That is something. There it is. We got some buildings and stuff. Oh, there it is. There's the airstrip. I see it. Flying parallel. Visual. Visual confirmation of the airstrip right there, and we are flying parallel to it. And there seems to be a little town here, or rather some sort of settlements. We can tell. A couple of buildings there. There you go. Some masts there. There's the airstrip. Doesn't seem to have much attached to it, and there's a little town there as well. How do they reach this airstrip? By boat? No, by land. There is a way by land as well. Okay. It's pretty cool. Okay. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached our destination for the day, for the live stream. So what I'm going to do here is climb up a little bit, and then I'm going to get sky dolly running. You can go in and land. So I haven't landed this thing in a while. So let's see how I do here. Okay. Okay, starting sky dolly. Time to put down our flaps maybe if we can. Trying to bleed off some speed here. I'm trying to really bleed off some speed here. But there we go. Cut throttle out here. Putting flaps down. Putting gear down. RPM to max. Fuel mixture to full rich. I'm going to go 50% on the throttle. And I'm going to put down my flaps here. I'm going to turn our aircraft around. A little steep there, but that's okay. Give it a little bit more of power. 50% full RPM, and there we go. Coming into land, ladies and gentlemen. It's trimmed a little weird, but that's okay. Okay, should we turn on our landing lights, please, and our taxi light if it will let me? Yes, it will. Okay, we dipped a little bit too low there, but no problem. So let's go ahead and land this aircraft. Let's bring our throttle down slightly there. Struggling to slow down a little bit, so I'm gonna gain a bit of altitude here. So we stabilize this approach. I want to land at about 80 knots if I can. Or even 90 is fine, I think. Yeah, 90 knots is fine as well. Gonna maintain this altitude more or less. Okay. I have no idea how to land this thing. I don't remember. Good Lord. Does it even have reverse? I don't even know that. I don't even know whether it has reverse. Okay. Not too bad for a cold turkey kind of landing, more or less. So not too terrible at all. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this lovely little airport that Benny did pronounce the name of before we went away there. But yeah, welcome. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool indeed. So let's take a look at the landing replay. And we'll turn the aircraft around here and then we'll take a look at the landing replay. Look at these trees, they look so good. This place looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay. So let's just turn our little aircraft here. And then we'll take a look at our landing replay. Let's see how that went. Okay, I'm gonna put it off right there. There we go. Let's take a look at our landing replay. First, we shall obviously take a look at this view. Okay. Rewinding here. I don't think it was the smoothest of touchdowns, but it wasn't terrible by any means. So let's take a look from right there. Okay, landing replay, ladies and gentlemen. Landing replay. Let's see how that went. Okay, I have a feeling I might have nicked a tree as I came into land over there. Not entirely sure. Let's find out. Let's find out. A little wobbly there, not used to the aircraft, but that's okay. Okay, we might have nicked that tree, huh? Yeah, we might have nicked that tree, but floaty there for sure. Unnecessarily floaty. I let go of the thrust a little too soon there. But all in all, was an you know, a below average landing, more or less, or average at best. You know, I could call it just that, you know. All right, let's take a couple more views here. See what it looked like from a. How about this view? This view always gives us something entertaining to look at. See where we landed. Oh, yep, there we go. Let's have a look at that. Is that dirt or sand or something at the nose? Does that happen? That's because that looks so cool. That looks so cool. Anyway, I should have just landed right then instead of floating over the runway right there. And there we go. Kind of hard on the touchdown there. Firm touchdown, more or less. But yeah, there we go. Not too bad for cold turkey there. Not too bad. That was pretty fun. Not gonna lie, that was pretty fun. Okay, let's check out some other view, shall we? Let's check out some other view. Perhaps this one right here. Nice little window view for us. There we go. What's going on? Let's find out. Coming into land. Oh yeah, it's that issue with the sometimes the engine thrust isn't accurate when we replay, so that's what you're hearing right now. By now our engine was well idle. So lovely scene here as you come into land though, really nice. So yeah, there we go. That wasn't too bad at all. Let's fast forward this and then we're gonna park our aircraft here, take a quick look around, and then we shall call it for this particular live stream. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's release that parking brake. Load. There we go. Let's give it a bit of throttle there. Give it a bit of throttle there. Put the flaps up, shall we? Let's put the flaps up. Wait, that's a better view for checking out the flaps. There you go, flaps up. Flaps are going up there. Very nice. Can turn off and retract our landing lights there. It's good. It's good. Pitot heat can come off. We don't really need that. Okay, where do we turn? Good lord, where do we turn? Where are the terminal areas? Okay, there's one there, which I don't think is part of the airstrip. Let's just keep going up ahead here because I believe there's something at the very end of the airstrip. Maybe that's where we landed into. We landed into a headwind. Yeah, we did. That is good. That is good. Okay. Just gonna maintain on the side of the runway here. Maintain the side of the runway. Okay, coming into park. There we go, that's a much better spot. Brilliant. Nice and easy. There's a fuel truck there, I believe. Is that a fuel truck? There it is. Okay, there's a fuel box. We shall take our aircraft in somewhere nearby. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our destination for the day. Should leave it right in the corner there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's turn our lovely little aircraft here. Let's turn it around right there. Just gonna leave it right here in this orientation right here. Okay. Perfect. There we go. All right, gear is up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, what else do we need to do here? We need the magnetos off and the engines will come to an immediate stop there. So open that up. Let's open that up. Cut the engines. Mixture. There we go. RPM's down, feathered. That is down, very good. Fuel selector to off, and then this one to off, and then those are off already. We've got alternators to off, taxi light, nav lights, anti-collision lights off, avionics bus off, and finally master switch off. There you go. Just like that. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it into today's destination. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff indeed. There we go. Let's go down there and take a look at the aircraft right there. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that a beautiful aircraft? What a beautiful bird. What a beautiful bird. Anyway. There we go. Pretty interesting flight in the southernmost corner of the world, pretty much, apart from Antarctica. Lovely little trip, nothing much. But as usual, very nice to fly GA. I gotta say, I really enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Hopefully there will be another live stream tonight. I can't be sure anymore. My schedule is all over the place. But yeah, I'm glad I could get one stream in at least. So hopefully I'll catch you again tonight. If not, it'll be within the next 14 hours, maximum 28, 24 hours. There will be another live stream for sure. And there will also be a video releasing in about 4 hours or so. Maybe 3.5 hours more like, but yeah. I'm not very good with time. That is one of my areas of weakness. But anyway, thank you so much for being in this stream here with me today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's flight, and hope to see you guys very, very soon in the next stream. I'd like to say hello and thank you. No, that's an older comment right there. I'd like to say thank you to Anas for chiming into the chats. I want to say thank you to Benny for being part of the stream. Well, he's not with us now, but thank you for being part of the stream. He missed the landing, but hopefully you'll catch us in the next one. Anyway. Good day, and yeah, Cheers. See ya.